we will be talking about online dating. I am Mrs. Selfie.
Nick at Night.
Each one teach one.
And we have a guest talker here, John. And he's going to tell us about his online dating experience.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Introduce yourself.
Nice to meet all of you. Alright, so my name is John. I'm currently a student with the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, studying, obtaining a master's in applied behavioral analysis, and also at Liberty University and a PhD master's in route program also in developmental psych. And that's a little bit about me. So let's get into the topic. I didn't know, I kind of got ambushed in this, but that's okay. So who has the question first? Like, what do you want to know?
You can just give me some background. This is each one teach one. So if you can just give me some background about your online dating experience and how you got to the point where you are right now. I understand. I think, are you engaged or just dating online?
Nah, we've been together now for like 4 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just online?
Yeah, all online.
Oh, okay. So you guys are
But I'm gonna give you, never, not in person.
in person, right? Okay. So can you give us a bit of history for the two of you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you a history on me, and then you'll understand things. Okay, so I was raised by women, and that makes a big difference with how you see women. So I was raised, of course, to respect women, this, that, and the third. And I was always like the type guy who, I've always been just straightforward. Like I never did try to ambush a woman into a relationship or nothing like that. So if one thing is all I wanted, then say that. I would state that up front, state the obvious. But I noticed there was a pattern that emerged from this way. Like this way, I guess, with guys, we call it belt notching. There was a pattern where I reduced every situation to the physical. So if you want something different, you have to do something different. So that's when I decided, I'm gonna remove the physical out of it. But the way that we met, which I've been on several dating sites and stuff like that, but I noticed that the traditional dating sites, because we actually met on Facebook, it wasn't the dating part of Facebook. It was just, we was in the same group chat, like the 30 and 30 over group chat. And she posted, I had posted on the same thread, and it was something that was, the topic was one of those topics where it's a very strong opinionated topic. Like it's very controversial. So, and I was scrolling down, me and a visual. So first I gotta see what you look like. And I was scrolling down to see what people were saying, and I ran across a picture. I'm like, oh, she's cute. After I wanted to see what she posted.
How do you know she posted a true picture of herself?
Nah, I didn't worry about all that. That wasn't her. We find out in a minute. But, so I thought the picture was cute, right?
Okay.
I want to see what we're talking about. I looked at her post. I had to hit translate because she wrote it in Tagalog, and it was like she was along the same. I noticed then that we were like-minded. So like her opinion was matching my opinion, and my opinion was posted like way somewhere else. Okay, so I'm like, well, cool. So I reached out to her. We had used Google Translate to kind of make an icebreaker, make her ask me could I speak it her language, and then we just kind of went from there. And then like immediately she wanted the video chat.
So what language did she speak? She spoke another language.
It was real. Because she's not gonna want to video chat.
Right.
So what language did she speak? Where's she from?
She speaks a bunch of Filipinos speak a lot of different languages, but she speaks Tagalog, Visaya, Cebuano. She speaks French and Arabic.
Okay. And English, okay.
Interesting.
Her English is just not perfect, but I understand what she's saying.
Okay. So did you all get to video chat? And if you did her personality in the video chat match what you were seeing online?
Yup. It actually did. I found out really, really quick that she's a conservative type. And then when I found out, I did my research as to where she's from. I'm the type of person, before I got into behavior analysis, I've always studied people's behavior in their movies. Like, I rarely listen to what somebody says out their mouth. Because this is true. The first 6 to 7 months of a relationship, that's not the person, that's the representative food. That is not the person that you date. So you got to get past all that. If you want to get past it quicker, match up their actions and pay attention. Try to pay attention. So I did my research on her and where she was from, and I found out like she's a village girl. So she's not going to respond to things the same way as someone from Manila or Cebu would respond, because those are the bigger cities in the Philippines. She's what we would call a country girl back in the
She's very traditional, is what you were saying, like more, like you said, you were saying conservative, traditional to her country. Is that what you're saying?
Nah, she's traditional to the village, because it's different. I'm not gonna. Manila in itself is becoming more Americanized and liberal.
So she takes on a lot of the beliefs that are old school, what we would say old school.
Yup.
Okay.
Really old school. And if you talk to you, she'll tell you that's the kind of person. That's me. I'm an old school kind of guy.
Now, is there an age gap between you all, or is it the same age? Like,
nah, it's 9 years.
9 year gap.
Nah, I'm 9 years. Yeah, I'm 9 years her senior.
Okay, and you have still, that's interesting, because a lot of times you see like there's an age gap, there's some differences in, whether somebody's conservative or more the millennial, or the Z generation,
right?
Whatnot. So that's interesting that you all, even though there's a 9 year difference, your core beliefs are very similar. Sometimes you don't see that when there's an age gap, and sometimes that causes strife in a relationship. So that's very interesting. Oh, cool.
This is Nick at Night. I have a question though. But you said you started to see it match up, like how this person is online. They can show you anything that they want online. Like they can be anything they want online. How did you test that? Did you test her? How did you test that? Talk about that.
Yeah, how did you watch her behavior online? Like,
Yeah.
How was that? Like, how did you see her?
Anytime we talk, we are on video. And the best time to talk to somebody is 2 times: when they're eating, just before bed. This puts up when a person's comfortable, then they're not really guarding what they're doing. They're not really thinking about it. Plus, they don't know that you're watching the behavior because they're too busy focusing on trying to woo you with the word. So they're not really seeing that the stuff lines up. So, like, for instance, if you want to engage in a sexual conversation, based on what I just told you, would that line up with somebody who's traditional and old-fashioned? Based on what you know about traditional and old-fashioned? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't line up. So the first time I ever tried that was one of my tests. And she shot it down, kind of chastised me a little bit, and explained the respect that she had for herself. So I said, she's no shit. So she didn't know. So yeah, I took the look like the bad guy just to see what I wanted to see. And her facial expression was what I was reading. She had deep frown lines across her hair, brows furrowed deep. That means she was really upset. Then she crossed her arms, got real defensive, and also had like around her cheekbone, it was like disappointment. Like, I can't believe you wanted to engage in this type, conversation. And she was basically, in a nice way, she wasn't rude. She was like, I thought you was more respectful than this. This is a great disgrace to me, my father, and how I think about myself and how I see myself, that you would try to say, these things to me and want to talk about these things. I think you're smarter than that. But I guess I should go. And I was like, no, don't go. And I had to like really fix this. And You know, she still ended up getting off the phone with me that night, and I had to, like, it was a couple of days before I get back.
So you doing experiments. You doing experiments in your relationship.
Yeah, my experiment almost had left. Like, it almost got away from me. Like,
So you and turned around. She turned around and made you chase.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
she turned around and made me take a little bit. Yeah.
But that goes back to her being very traditional, because traditional women typically are not going to be a woman who's going after a man like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
They believe in courting.
Mm-hmm.
You have to court them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the bottom line.
So how long? That was in the beginning, and that was like what, the first 6 months of relationship that you tried that, or?
Nah, this was like in the first. That was like the first. I would say month and a half.
Oh wow! I'm surprised she's still talking to you, but
yeah, I'm early.
My question is that even though she did all that in the first month, there's still no. To me, you still don't know what's going on with that person, because they can go offline and be with a husband and children that you don't even know about, that you don't even see about. They could be online talking to you in a specific place because that's where they know, oh, that's the time he's going to call me, that's the time he's going to speak to me, so I'm going to be in this place.
First of all, she works away from her home.
Okay.
She works in like different areas. Like she was in that time, she was working in Kuwait.
Okay.
And these are areas based on my traveling, like I just know these areas. So some things you can just remove, completely remove. When you're in those Middle Eastern countries, women have no, you're not fixing to be loosey-goosey like that. You get your head cut off. Like you're gonna be wrapped up, or you can get your head cut off.
Well, how do you know? How do you go to these areas? You ain't tell us your background about that.
Because I know about Kuwait. I've been to Kuwait.
Because
when a man is talking, you don't speak, you don't do none of that. You will get killed.
Oh yeah,
that is a fact.
Oh yeah,
that is a 100% fact. You have no right.
And it's because you was in the military. Is that why? It's because you was in the military. That's why you traveled to these places. I was just trying to get this.
Well, I had to go to Kuwait because I was going over to Afghanistan.
Okay,
that was one of the states. And we had rules, and they have a guy come in and tell us, don't touch no woman here. Don't remove that burqa. Don't touch them. Don't talk to them. Because if they marry and you speak to them, you got a problem. And if you touch one of the ones that's not married and you pull on their burqa, you're gonna get beheaded. Like you fixing to cause a whole big problem over there. It's fixing to be on, and it's fixing to be bad. You can't be with those women. Like you don't have freedom like that.
All right. So my point is like how, like what other tests did you give her besides that month test? Like how can you really know in 4 years that this person is somebody you want to get married?
I'm going to make sure that we align those 5 areas that I always tell you about. That's most important.
Tell the audience.
Oh yeah, the political. There are 5 areas you cannot be in disagreement on. If you had 2 or more disagreements in this, the marriage ain't gonna last. And that's political, how money is handled, sexual desires, how you raise children, and religion. 2 or more conflicts there, and they ain't gonna last. It's just not. Because either one of those are highly controversial and will cause an argument in a minute. I'm not talking about a spat. I mean a full-blown, I need to get out of the house argument. Or maybe I made a mistake marrying you type argument. Those 5 areas. So those were also, I wanted to see that we were compatible in those areas too. Which the political, that wasn't so much. I mean, because they don't really have the same type of political thing that we have here. Like, it's a little different. With the way that wasn't the biggest, but the other ones were the biggest.
So over time,
you've been dating her online for how long again?
It's been 4 years.
4 years. So what keeps you engaged? What attracts you to that?
Because over the time we developed because there was no physical. Then you learn this person. Like, you learn her. You learn who she was, like who she is. And I found out I like her. I actually like her. She encourages me. She's always been very encouraging. She's never been selfish, estimating anything. She's always shown that she was strong and independent without showing that she's strong and independent. One of the other ways I tested her, I was like, look, I'm not going to be able to talk to you for like a week. And because I'm real busy with school. And she was like, no, I'm not going to go without talking to you for a week. What do you mean? Nobody is that busy. I will always be here for you, but I can get 5 minutes every day. You can give me 5 minutes. If you really want to talk to me like I want to talk to you, you will give me 5 minutes. That was another test. I want to see what she would say. Would she pack up? Would she go through with it? Because see, if she would have did it and didn't say nothing, I'm like, yeah, she weak. I'll walk all over her. Might not be a good fit. Because I know how I am. And I know I got a very robust personality. I'm an alpha type male. So, man, I'll walk on her. No, she put her foot down and I was like, all right. Yeah, she demanded 5 minutes. So she got 5 minutes. She said, I'm not putting up with that. And I like that. Now, she had some things about her that I didn't like. Plus, one of the things was when she gets mad, she likes to keep it in. Now, that was trying. Especially when you're in a long distance relationship. Like, if she's upset with me about something, then she would not talk about it. But she's gotten way better with that. Now she'll actually talk about it. But it took a while before she got to where she would talk about it. And her temper is just as good as mine. She's got a temper just like I do.
And what's
her? She expressed that. Oh, she'll, like, I can't back her now. I don't care if I do start yelling, she'll yell back. Okay. And then she'll be like, you know what, I just want to go. I want to go. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm going to say something that I don't mean. Like, you'll be surprised at how much of an interaction you can have when you actually interact with this person. You're not, just because you can't touch them. Now, if you're an insecure person, it's not going to work for you. Like, you worry about way too much, like all the other secondary stuff. You can't be insecure and do this.
I think that's making a general statement, saying that you're insecure if you can't do an online relationship. That's a general statement. You should say some people, not everybody is insecure just because they can't do an online relationship.
An insecure person is going to have trouble in a relationship, period. But I understand what you say. So if you are online, because a lot of it is trust. You know what I mean? A lot of it is you building that trust. If you're an insecure person and you can't see that person every day to know what they're doing, not gonna last with that type of a relationship. So I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Because an insecure person that you can see every day is going to have problems in a relationship. So that's probably magnified if you are on an online relationship or a long distance relationship.
Oh, it's 100%. Yeah. 150% magnified. That's what I mean. If you are already an insecure person, I do not recommend online dating. Okay, you can date online, but you need to focus on concentrating on the safety aspect so that you can meet this person soon. And if it's gonna be one of those situations where you met online and you're gonna have to be, with them online for a while, it ain't gonna work out for a person that's insecure. It's just not gonna work out. And I mean, we did work up. Like, we broke up. Yeah, I broke up. We broke up before.
Y'all broke up before and then got back together?
Like, how can anyone... I don't know. I'm still thinking physical, that's why.
What's the question?
I mean, that is do it online. No, necessarily. Like, I mean, 4 years, if I'm getting to know someone and they're interesting, and I'm like, well, I'm putting them through all kinds of tests to see how they respond, and they seem to be liking me. At some point, within a year, I would want like at least a face-to-face or something.
But see, you can't. Like, it ain't like we intentionally did this. Like, it just couldn't happen. And you know, when I found somebody who is a noble character, she's not into a lot of different things, so I don't need to spoil her. You see where I'm going with this? And anybody that's ever read any part of Proverbs 31 know exactly where I'm headed with this. When you find her, her price is far higher than Ruby, so I don't really give a damn if it took 6 years. I ain't letting that go. I don't care what the world thinks. I don't care what nobody else thinks. Some of the best decisions I've ever made went against 1,000 people.
So let me ask you, when did you decide that I must get this woman here?
When I had a relationship in person, when I broke up with her and had a relationship in person, and she could not trump a girl I have never met before in my life. Boring. Nothing to talk about. Boring. Like, the only thing we could have done was have sex. That's it. And I'm like, Nick, that's it. I'm not doing that. That's all I'm doing. Right?
No. You can get sex from anywhere. You can pay for sex.
Yeah. I'm trying to find my family. Yeah, I can just not get married and just buy sex every week. Right? And that's all I'm gonna do is have sex and never have nothing meaningful behind it. Mm-hmm. But I wanted somebody who not thinks like me, but compliments me. Well, I like to talk. You don't like to talk a lot. I'm loud. She only loud when she mad. She listens more than she talks. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We into some of the same thing. And she like these, not like these. And she loves seafood, just like I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talk about that too. You really should have someone that compliments you, not complete you. Because too many people look for somebody to complete them and not compliment them. And that's not what you should be looking for. Because
you don't want to be totally compatible.
You're going to be in trouble.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, you got one airplane, and we both pilots, we both love to fly. Who gonna fly?
Right.
And who gonna be the co-pilot? But if you have somebody that didn't know how to fly, they intrigued. Oh my God, this is amazing. And they never gonna have to fly. They just gonna be the co-pilot. And they ain't gonna sit there and hear the yoke and just enjoy the ride. And I mean, that's what you want. I feel you. So it just worked for me, and trust me, giving up the physical was very hard. I understand that it was, you know, it was hard in the beginning, but I mean, you know, 4 years now, there is some sexual aspects to this now. And 2.5 years, but we do, you know.
All right.
Yeah, like, how do you foresee when y'all meet face to face and touch hands and all that for the first time? Like,
it's gonna be magical. It's gonna be magical.
Disney.
It's gonna be magical because you got all this built up anticipation. Like, you can't pass like right? Okay. It's crazy because, okay, you know how you go through the stages of he coming over, you hold your gas, knowing you got a fart, but you won't let it go. But then you get to the point where, you know what, I ain't spending that. Like, you're stepping on the floor, so be it, I'm about to step on the nose, you better move. So we kind of had that same thing, where we would do certain things and we would say certain things. Okay, now we use the bathroom on the phone with each other, we shower with the thing. Like, I get in the shower with talking to her. You understand what I'm saying?
Put the phone on.
I took the movie, paid for a movie, and put it on camera, and she watched the movie with me. Like a real movie, like on the big screen.
It's creative. Yeah, intimacy. So it is.
Yeah, we don't just make regular conversations different.
Yeah.
Because we can't.
Yeah.
Say that again, each one. Say that again.
I think they're building intimacy. I think that, and I think that's just as important as physical, relations, physical sex. Because a lot of times for women, I mean, if you can stimulate my mind, you know what I mean? I may physically want to, but I mean, in the end, I seek that intimacy. You know, that's really what
Yo,
when I cut the physical out and I started to see things that I've never seen in other people, paying attention to things that I've never paid attention to. I mean, one time I told a brother, like, wow, you got nice eyebrows. And I never paid attention to their facial features, how they stand, how they smell, you know, looking at the physical or just wanting the physical all the time. But that one time when I went through just, you know what, I'm going to just get to know someone and leave the physical out.
Right.
I was able to see everything and hear everything. Like, you know what? Nah.
You can see the good, you can see the bad.
Mm-hmm. Before it even happens,
You can see the good, you can see the bad.
and
The red, the bad.
you can hear yourself say, run, quick.
that emotional tie too, because I mean, sex is emotional. So if you can, you know, observe this person or get to know this person without that emotional tie, that you could be more rational and make decisions.
You make a better decision.
That
They sure can, and a quick one too.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been times where I could have made a quick decision, you know, and she could have too to either leave or stay in the relationship to where it made sense, you know, because you have there's nothing clouding our judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like, she didn't have good sex, I didn't have give her this good sex, or, you know, she feels like I'm the only person that ever wants her. You know, ain't none of them kind of things going on. It's just us getting to know each other. We play the same video game. That's the part I think Nick, she kind of like, what? That's a whole nother, is she still on?
Yeah, I'm still on. I'm sorry.
Hey, do you want me to get into the video game thing?
What? I don't remember
That was like one of the tests.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's what I was trying to ask you. Like, what are the tests that you gave her? Go ahead.
Okay, so coming down the strip, right? There's this game that me and her both play, and it's called Mafia City. So the whole thing, you have your own mansion, right? And you level this mansion up, and you can be attacked, and you can do all this other stuff, and it costs money when you play the game, right? Mm-hmm. But you can be attacked, and this, that, and the third, yada yada yada. So when I got kicked out of the clan for breaking the rules, she came with me. Like, the dude told her she could stay, and she was like, nah, he's gone, I'm gone. She left me. I was like, man, I don't know what we're gonna join. This is serious now. She said, I don't know what we're gonna join. She said, just start our own clan, boo. I'm like, what? I said, man, I don't have time to do this. She said, yeah, I'll help you. She said, don't worry about it. You good at recruiting? I'll recruit too, my people in my language, and I'll recruit some Arabics too. And we can start, I know we did it. I was like, all right, whatever. So I did what she said do. And we ended up having the number one clan, like, on the whole game. Like, we had a lot of people. Okay, so I'm like, wow, this is real cool. So anytime I was about to get attacked, bam, she right there. She reinforced me. I'm like, hey, how do you know? You was asleep. And I heard the alarm went off on my phone.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought you was attacked. So I woke up. You woke up. I said, you gotta be up in the morning. That's serious. She said, I always have to get back all the time. I don't want to be burning. Like, because if you get attacked, your mansion will burn.
Oh.
If I know you spend money on the game, I don't want your mansion to burn. I said, it's okay, I'll just put the fire out.
Oh my
She
goodness.
stayed up with me, like, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. So I said, man, so I sat back and I analyzed it. I'm like, she's still encouraging me, just like she did when I was in to get my undergraduate. Mm-hmm. And it was a girl who said something out the way to me, like that was, it could be controversial, like she could have been like, you know, flirty. And she immediately said, oh, we don't do third parties. There's no third parties here, boo. I'm like, And she was like, and then kicked her out the plan. I was like, why did you guys say? She said, I will stay by you by anything, through anything at all, but no third party. That's my only thing. No third party. And I will never give you a reason to another woman. You can trust that. You already know. So no third party. You're not going to be understanding of a third party. Someone do everything you desire, but it's not going to be a third party. That's the only thing. I was like, you know, yes. And that girl was getting fresh. I said, but you need to give me a chance to respond. She said, okay. I can't promise that I'm going to do that, but I'll work on it. It was another incident, and she waited. I did respond immediately, and then she just kind of let me know she was looking. I'm like, okay. From that, I know that she is jealous, that she can be jealous. Mm-hmm. But it's not that jealous, because the girl was out of pocket. She was definitely out of pocket. When she said anybody would have said something to her, mm-hmm. I mean, just jumped in, and I didn't even know she was online, because she just disappeared in the plan chat.
So, do you recommend this to anybody, like as far as online dating, especially as far as y'all like in different countries? Do you recommend that to somebody? Do you think that it's worth it?
I mean, is it worth it?
Yeah.
For me, it's gonna be worth it, but it ain't gonna work. Like, this is not a generalized thing. This is something that, here's what you gotta understand about this. I'm well traveled. Like, I speak several other languages besides English. So, I know about women in other places and how a lot of them are and should act. You have to be careful of the ones who are Americanized, whose country is just different. Like it's just different. Because this might not work. I don't want to say, yeah, you should try it. Then you get somebody that's highly Americanized, and everything you were the point you was talking about in the beginning, this dude will go through that. Like, yeah, like you're exactly right. If she's talking, she got 2 or 3 people over, that would be possible. The other thing is, the person that you have to be like secure really need to be busy. Like, you really need to be trying to accomplish a goal in your own life that would kind of conflict things if you dated a person that was there with you. And then the other thing is, if you're gonna do it, make sure you do it, and maybe you don't have to wait as long before you can see each other, because that's not easy. But taking the physical out of it, I 125,000% agree with that. It's the best relationship I've ever had. I mean, and I got 3 baby mamas, 3 different kids, 3 different baby mamas. And at one point, I loved them, but I never cared about them like I care about this girl. And I've never touched her, and I've never talked to her.
Wow.
And if I could go back, I wish all 3 of my kids were by her.
Dang.
Wow.
All right. Well,
and I've got extensive time with one of my baby mamas.
All right. Well, thank you, John, for that. Thank you, for opening up and letting us ladies know that it's not all about the physical, but really getting to know that person, and not only getting to know them, but making sure that you're not, compatible with them. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. But
John. His name is right there on the thing.
Huh?
You said what's his name? John.
No, I was telling you, John. Thank you for joining us. 3 Married Ladies with Opinion podcast.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you for being so, like you said, for being honest. You could have definitely come on here and made it sound like it's like the best thing, but you gave both sides to the story, so that someone can make an informed decision as to, is this something that they think that they can do. But you also encourage people, people.
It's actually current more than you think it is.
It is doable.
Especially now.
One or two.
My neighbors did it. My neighbor, I just met him and his fiance. They just got back from Hawaii with each other. Like, she's from Japan. They met online right in the military.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm skeptical. I was like, wow, this online. And like, we never met.
And they engaged.
When you explain it, it makes a lot of sense because you were able to fall in love with her, who she was, you know, and now you know the physical aspect of your relationship to where.
And we have customs and traditions too that we establish. Like, she wakes me up every morning. Like, she'll call me before when she wake up. Nick, no, she done been and she'll call and she understands when I'm talking to Nick and she'll wait.
But I've talked to her too.
Yo, that's the good one. I gotta wake you up. I was like, let me sleep for like 6 hours. And then wake me up. And she'll call right in 6 hours on the dot. Boom, wake me up. Like, that's what I'm saying. And it's never been, you ain't got an alarm clock. Like, I'm not your mother. She never said any of those people. She supports the mission. You understand what I'm saying? So by that lets you know that people support, the house. We gotta wait. We gotta wait the bread when it's up. Make sure he's ready. Plus, I get a chance to talk to him one more time before he leaves. That's the way she look at it. She don't look at it as a negative. She look at things as a positive.
And like you said, you got build intimacy in your relationship without, a physical, without the physical stuff. And so that goes a long way in itself. I mean, movie night goes on. I mean, some women don't even get movie night and they be right there.
Yeah.
We do movie night.
And then the game, I like that.
Y'all play the game together. Mafia.
I'm trying to take the game. The whole thing. She gonna watch it over my account for me. Like, he just got off it not too long ago and sent me a picture. Like, I just upgraded this for you. Love you tonight.
Well, my opinion is, I've talked to her while we was on, because we do school and homework a lot with each other. So sometimes she'll call while we doing schoolwork and he put on the phone, say, I'm here with your niece. And she seems like a nice lady, and I'm all for all the stories he said. But overall, to me, my opinion of online dating is, you don't know nobody through no internet. You don't know nobody through no internet. Even if they do these things that you're saying that they're doing, until that person gets there in front of you, to me, I don't know if I could trust every single thing. But I think that's just my personal issues of trusting. But that's just my opinion, and that's what we're here for. We're just giving our opinions. And in my opinion of this online dating thing, that no. I don't trust anybody online. I don't care what you say, what you do, unless I am right there. Unless I'm right there with the person and I can touch the person and I can go find the person just in case they try to tell me where they was at and they not. That's the only way that I'm gonna be in a relationship. That's just my opinion. Not online. You can have that online stuff, but it works for you. And thank you for coming on here. It works for you. Hey.
So my opinion is that it can happen. I never took it that far as like getting engaged with someone or getting into a serious relationship with someone that I've met online. But I can remember when I was single and I didn't have time to physically date and stuff like that. And I was talking to different people online. I got on my favorite website. People thought I was crazy, but hey, that was my communication. And just like you, it actually went that far. Like, you could fall asleep because the conversation and whatever you're talking about and just the connection could be so strong. Actually fall asleep to that person and then wake up and that person still wakes up with you. And so I can see it happen. I just never took it that far as my boyfriend online.
Yeah.
My theory on dating is that you mess the relationship up with your methods. Because like, even one of the rules that I tell the girls that I teach class to, that's recovery. You know, no financial obligation, don't accept none, no cookie coming out of the cookie jar, period. And you make this man treat you how you want to be treated, then you need to present that. Like, if you don't want to be treated like a hooker, then don't dress and look and act like a hooker. Keep the conversation decent. Keep it about things that are tangible and meaningful to you, and things that you want to know. And you get that, you can't do that if you try that whole 90-day rule. Nah, nigga, you need a year or more. You understand? And don't treat a boyfriend like a husband. Like, once he's a boyfriend, you keep him as a boyfriend, or he'll never be a husband.
That's right.
Because if I'm getting all the rights and privileges of a husband, I'm never gonna marry you. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
I'll be right back. Because to wrap it up real quick, we have been with Three Married Ladies Opinion Podcast. We were discussing about online dating with our guest speaker, John. And we would like for everyone to come back and listen.
And if you have any topics that you want to send to us, that you want us to talk about, send it to 3mlo.topics@gmail.com. You can also join our Facebook group, which is on 3marriedladiesopinions.com, all with S's. Also, our Instagram page does the same thing, and our website, www.3marriedladiesopinions, both with S's.com. Check us out. Thank you, John. Everyone have a good night. Peace.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Peace.